right? If you're a Detroit Lion fan, you got to ask yourself the question this. Is the Detroit Lions building a defense around their star player, Aidan Hutchinson? Now, I remember last year what Sue said about the Detroit Lions, and he made a statement about them. He said the Lions, in order for them to be good, they're going to have to build around Aidan Hutchinson, and I definitely agree with that. Now, on the back end of the secondary, I definitely think that the Lions have been building some things. They gave a lot of guys 1-year deals, and I believe they gave Cam Sutton like a 2-3 year deal to be at the corner spot. So definitely, we know that the Lions probably should have took another corner in this draft, but they opted not to do that. But at the same time, the biggest thing with the Lions is being more powerful, more freakish up front. If the Lions have a great front seven or just great help for that interior defense and also great help at the linebacking core, I definitely think that they're going to be on their way. Now, they did draft a piece to the defense, which they desperately needed, was a linebacker. We know, and everybody knows, that the Detroit Lions, one of their most weakest positions on their team was the linebacking core. And, can Jack Campbell come in one season and handle all that? No, he can't do it by himself. You're going to need Alex Anzalone to play well. You're going to need Malcolm Rodriguez to play well. You're going to need Derek Barnes and whoever else is casted as one of the linebackers to play well. Because the Lions are playing a 4-2-5 defense. So it's a little different from the norm because the Lions never used to really play this type of defense. They always were a 4-3 type of team or a 3-4. But now, with the personnel that they have, we're going to see ultimately where the Lions build a winner around Aidan Hutchinson, because this is your star player. Pretty much right now, if Aidan Hutchinson comes out and balls out and has at least 10+ sacks next year, you can definitely say that this young man is well on his way to being a great. But the thing of it is about being a great player is you have to do it consistently. You have to be, if you want to be a Nick Bosa, a Joey Bosa, you want to be a Reggie White, any of these type of players that have been dominant in the past, you have to come and put that work in, and you're going to have to do it consecutively. It's not just one season you come in and have 10 sacks. No, it's the next season after that, it's the next season after that, and it's the next season after that. In order for the Detroit Lions to be a successful franchise, the Lions are going to have a great defense. I know this, you know this. This is nothing new, and it's not rocket science. The Detroit Lions are going to have to build this football team around Aidan Hutchinson. Now, do we know what Pascal is going to be like this year? No, we don't. Hopefully, we have a fully healthy Pascal. We have a fully healthy John Kaminsky, a fully healthy Broderick Martin, who they just drafted at D tackle. Also, Alim McNeil and the rest of these guys. We're going to need these guys to step up, and then you still have the Okora brothers, Romeo and Julian Okora. You still have them, and you still have Charles Harris. So I think with the next couple years, because they decided not to go with Jalen Carter, which if they did go with Jalen Carter, he definitely would have made this defensive line even more scarier. We know that being able to get penetration up the middle is something that the Lions are going to have to do. You're going to have to be able to get better up the middle and be able to create pressure and give Aidan Hutchinson all the help that he needs, because I'm not saying that this guy is going to go in and do it by himself, because Aidan Hutchinson can't do it by himself. He's going to need other individuals. He's going to need the Josh Pascals. He's going to need the guys that the Lions have been drafting. We can't really say nothing about Levi, because Levi has been hurt for the last few seasons. But man, having a healthy Levi, how important would that be to the Lions defense? Maybe that's the reason why the Lions didn't really double up on defensive tackles this season in the draft, because Levi is probably on his way back. Hopefully he is. The type of injury that Levi has, especially when you're dealing with a back situation, a chronic back situation, it definitely is not looking good. But hopefully Levi can get healthy and we can finally see what Levi looks like out on the field. If he gets healthy, you got Elaine McNeil, you got Josh Pascal, you got Kaminsky, you got Isaiah Buggs, you got all of these guys. He is going to need help. But if Hutchinson goes out and has at least 10 sacks, I definitely think that he's well on his way to being a consistent NFL player. Last season, great season for him, man. He had 3 interceptions. That doesn't happen off the defensive line that often. You don't get interceptions being a lineman. You very rarely get an interception being a lineman. And Hutchinson had 3 of them. So that was definitely, man, a wonderful thing. And not only did he have 3 interceptions, he also had, 9.5 sacks, something like that. So not bad in your rookie season. A very, very solid rookie season for Aidan Hutchinson. But now in year number 2, you're going to be looking for this kid to be more dominant. You're going to be looking for this kid to be your Nick Bosa on your team. You're going to be looking for Aidan Hutchinson to know a little bit more information than what he knew before he first played in the NFL. Now that he's had a season under his belt, now you can see what type of player he's going to be, what type of pass rush moves he's going to be working on. Because if he works on his pass rush moves and works on getting better, I definitely think that he could be the Nick Bosa to this team. And that's something that the Detroit Lions desperately need. They need that leader on the defensive side of the ball. And they're going to have to build this defense around Aidan Hutchinson. You're going to have to get the talent. I love the pickup with Brian Branch, especially if CJ Gardner-Johnson doesn't come back. He has a phenomenal season, and then somebody decides to pay him a boatload of money. He doesn't come back. Brian Branch will be easily able to take that position over, and that's something that you really, really want to look at as well. And then we want to see what Tracy Walker is going to look like. Is Tracy Walker going to be the old tackling machine that he was? We know that Tracy Walker is definitely, out of all the safeties, he's probably definitely the tackling machine out of all the safeties on the team. And then when you look at Kirby Joseph, who finally got an opportunity last year, looks like he is going to be the ball hawking safety on this team. So if they can get a couple more pieces, another corner, just adding some more, I think that the future is going to be bright for the Detroit Lions. But in order for the Lions to be successful, they're going to have a great defense. You're going to have at least a top 15 defense in the league. And I think that that's where the Lions need to be projecting themselves, trying to crack that top 15 in defense, trying to be able to create havoc out on the field, whether you're getting strip sacks, whether you're getting interceptions, whether you're just creating havoc and creating turnovers. That's what you want to see. I want to see the Lions get more turnovers, man. I want to see guys get pressure. I want to see guys not only get pressure, but also get sacks. I don't want to see Aidan Hutchinson be the only guy to go out there and get sacks and create havoc and create pressure. I want to see Elaine McNeil. I want to see Josh Pascal. I want to see Levi, if he's healthy, get out there and help this defense, because that's where truly the help is at. That's truly where the Lions are weak at right now. It's going to be the big boys up front. So if those big boys can get that pressure up front and create havoc all season long, then I think that the Detroit Lions' future is going to be bright. And I think next year's draft, they'll ultimately get the pieces that they need to be able to make themselves ready to eventually try to compete for a Super Bowl. Because I'm telling you, if the Detroit Lions win a Super Bowl, the city of Detroit is going to erupt. Do you hear me? If the Detroit Lions win a Super Bowl sometime in this near future, and they got the right team together, the city of Detroit will erupt, because they've been waiting for this for a long time. And if you're a Lions fan, you've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And now the team is starting to get better, led by Dan Campbell. You don't want to keep seeing all these carousel of coaches coming in. Right now, Campbell is doing a great job with these guys, and you want to see these guys build. For the Lions, I think that just getting 10 to 11 wins next season would be a great thing, and to be able to host a playoff game. They've never hosted a playoff game since they've been at Ford Field. So the future will be bright, and it looks bright only when the defense gets better. We know what the offense is capable of doing. We know what Jared Goff is capable of doing. We know what Jameson Williams can do. We know what Amon-Ra St. Brown can do. And we know what guys like David Montgomery, because we saw him with the Bears, we know what he can do. But all eyes will be on the Lions defense in 2023 to see how will this defensive team create pressure, havoc, and being one of the top 15 defenses in all of the NFL. So the Lions, if you want to be good, you're going to have to build this defense around your guy, Aidan Hutchinson. All right, you guys, I'll be back to you soon with another video. Peace.